All right, thanks, Anne-Marie. There's been a lot of reaction in Canada over U.S. President Donald Trump's tariffs. One Ontario teen is going a bit further. He's taking action. A new website, madeinca.ca, is compiling a list of Canadian products. It's meant to be a resource for those who want to shop Canadian. It was created by Tyler Campbell of Uxbridge, Ontario. Tyler joins us now. How did you come up with this idea? You've had a lot of reaction to it.
Well, yeah, so it started just after we put the tariffs into place, which, around July 1st, July 2nd kind of time. And, my dad, my uncle, and I were all together for my uncle's birthday party. We started talking about everything that's been happening. There's been tariffs, there's been talk of a trade war, that kind of thing. And we realized, we want to buy Canadian, we want to support Canadian businesses, but there's not really an easy way for us to find out what is actually Canadian, so we figured, why not make it ourselves?
So you searched out as many Canadian products and things as you can find, chains and that sort of thing, and put them all in one website. What's the reaction been like?
It's been overwhelmingly positive. We've got hundreds of people submitting different companies, different products to add on the site. We've had, lots of people just sending us emails, positive feedback. It's been overwhelmingly just supportive.
How many surprises you had? It's not just maple syrup.
Yeah, well, there's been a few. I didn't know there were so many companies making clothes. You've got Canadian Made right here in Toronto. They make clothes that are very Canadian themed, that kind of thing. And there's just a large array of furniture, of food, especially restaurants, that kind of thing. It's been crazy just how many things are made here.
Is this anti-American, or how would you describe it?
There is an element of not necessarily anti-American, but anti-Trump. But our main focus is on trying to promote Canadian businesses less than, being detrimental to Americans.
Right. And for you personally, what sparked it? I know I appreciate the discussion. Lots of families around Canada Day had discussions over probably some cold ones, maybe not for you, but for your maybe, right? And they had discussions about this. What sparked it for you, though? Was it the rhetoric from the president? Was it the G7?
Well, for me personally, it's been less about Trump and more about Canada, because my grandparents were immigrants from Ireland, and they started their own small business 35 years ago. And I think that there's so many stories like that that don't get shared and don't get told, and I think that's something that we need to focus on.
And you're learning things, right? Like there's a difference I didn't know between a product of Canada and made in Canada. What is the difference?
Yeah, so if you look at your labels, you see made of Canada. It's basically means that around 51% or more of it is Canadian labor, and the last major substantive transformative step was in Canada, whereas product of Canada, it means almost all, 98% or more of the labor, the ingredients, that's all in Canada.
Can you survive just on Canadian things? Can you buy just Canadian, or is that too hard? Because we keep hearing we don't make enough stuff. We don't manufacture as much as we used to. It's
difficult for sure. It's certainly expensive to do so, but in theory, I'm sure you could get by. There's food, especially if you buy local, that makes it a lot easier. There's clothes that you can get. It'll be a little bit more expensive, but you can definitely do it. It's just going to be difficult.
So if people see you right now, and I know you've been lots of attention to this, and they want to take up this as a buy Canadian, where should they start? Start with your website, and what else should they do?
Buy local, that's very important. Also, you want to, as soon as you can, start paying more attention to what's on the labels of what you're buying. Obviously, our website helps, but we're just trying to promote positive thinking about this kind of thing.
All right, Tyler.
Yeah.
This is great. Well, very interesting take on this. Thanks so much for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.